Sports Guy Steve.
Oh, my goodness!
What did you say? You heard me.
Here's Sports Guy Steve. Just a bit outside.
And how could we not get Steve to weigh in on the World Cup results from yesterday? Canada losing to the Swiss 2-1, but moving on to the group stage, to the knockout stage, moving out of the group stage for the first time in World Cup history for our country. Kind of a cool moment, but, with a few things to talk about out of yesterday's results. Steve, thanks again for being here. I got a text here for you. Can I ask you a question from a listener?
Always.
Okay, texter says, Can anything be read into the Canadian coach seen on TV sitting on the grass on the sidelines while we were down 2-0? The commentators sure didn't like it.
You know what? I didn't notice that.
He looked very relaxed and casual, just sort of chill, hanging out while the team was down. And I think some people were like, "What are you doing? It's a big tense moment. How can you be relaxed at a time like this?"
Well, first of all, he has to inspire confidence and non-panic, right? Because you're in a stadium full of 52 of the 53,000 are cheering for your team. There's some pressure on players with regard to that. I was actually really impressed with the way they came back in the last 15 minutes. So maybe I think sometimes we read too much into coaches' reactions. They usually have a motive behind the way they do things that sometimes we're not privy to, and they would never admit it to you. So not knowing what was really going through his mind there, he might have been just, like I said, I have no idea. That's my honest answer. But he might have been just trying to keep it calm for the guys.
Okay, thanks for the question at 7-10-10. Next question I have for you is South Africa. So that was the thing that kind of emerged out of the later game yesterday, because after Canada lost 2-1 to the Swiss, we knew we were moving on and having to play in LA for the next game on Sunday. We knew we were going, but we didn't know who we would face. The money was on South Korea as the opponent for Canada, but it wasn't a done deal. And then, surprise, South Africa upsets South Korea 1-0 to finish second in Group A, and that books them a ticket to face Canada on Sunday. What do you make of the South Africa matchup? Is this a good matchup for us?
This is good for a number of reasons. So Korea has a very good following, and of course, there are a fair number of Koreans that live in Southern California. So that stadium in Los Angeles, and we've enjoyed it to this point in Vancouver and Toronto, that stadium would have been at least 60 to 70% Korean fans.
So it would have been like a home game for South Korea.
Correct.
Right. So now it's neutral.
Now it's a lot more neutral, and then probably edges towards more Canadian fans being able to get there than it was before. So that worked out as well as it could be. And Korea is usually the better team between them and South Africa. I know they lost last night, but the rankings have Korea as one of the more of a advanced squad. So South Africa is ranked around 20. We're ranked around 30. So that's a pretty even matchup, right? I think, one of the things that was going to probably happen was the most likely opponent for Canada, if they had won last night, would have been Belgium. Now, if you give a sports fan a choice between playing South Africa in a one-game winner-takes-all and playing Belgium, which one do you think are you taking?
I'm thinking we're taking South Africa.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it probably worked out in some ways, but I do think we saw a great job by the fans at BC Place yesterday, trying to lift their team to victory. I thought they did a great job. In the middle of the second half, they all of a sudden had this chants going and stuff. Like the fans, you rocked it. If you went to the game, thank you. You supported your country. You made a difference. So not having that is too bad, but they could still be in the round of 16.
There you go. He's sports guy Steve with a take on the World Cup and where Canada's going. Thank you so much for your time, Steve, and we'll be listening to you on the news later today.
Take care.